It was literally an event where, like, now people are really starting to expose shit like
we're
like
recording now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like how rich people, what they'll do is...
Yeah, I was about to say you beat me to the punch, but
I see that.
It's also part of the reason I put it on the screen like that.
That would have been good like 30 minutes ago.
True, but I feel we're not going to stop.
Yeah, true.
But that's like that is one of my big things. It's like
luckily for you, I brought my slide whistle to keep us busy, just to fucking kill whatever move we have going.
Oh my god! But yeah, that, like I don't know where you are politically at the moment. I feel like as far as economic issues and all that shit goes, I feel like.
For me, economically, I believe in doing things. I believe in like a light guidance to things, and just in general in life. Like, look,
right.
I'll leave up the barriers that way people don't drive off the side of the cliff. But to be honest, I don't really see the need to have the barriers where you're telling them where to go step by step, because I feel like that's what's happening right now. Can
I kind of tell you where I am economically?
Go for it.
I think that you shouldn't have to. I think that in any civilized nation, you shouldn't have to go hungry, you shouldn't have to be sick, and you shouldn't have to be homeless. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you want more than the bare minimum of sustenance, a little shack, you have to work for it. If you want, more than the bare minimum to keep you alive, work for it. Now, because here's the thing. When you take food and you take maybe food is a little radical, but I think it's valid. But if you take shelter, I think like universal housing for people who need it. Because here's the thing. That expense,
that's kind of the biggest one to come over though.
It is, and because here's the thing.
That's a really expensive, especially when you start rent up to people.
Right, yeah. But here's the big fucking problem. We have no solution for rent. Rent keeps going up, wages haven't changed in 40 years.
The problem is the way that a lot of these big corporate types are, but most CEOs look at life as it's an infinitely scaling thing. We've gotten to this thing that I call an infinitely scaling economy, where people act like things can just go up forever, and that's not how reality works. It's literally the antithesis of scarcity. Yeah. As a base concept, we can't have everything.
We have real instances of crashes.
If business
that doesn't go on forever.
If businesses worked like that, MLM marketing schemes would be feasible. Because you could keep getting more and more people to buy your shitty products. You keep signing more and more people on. There's a finite amount of human beings with a finite amount of resources in this world to buy a finite amount of things. If you, I don't understand the type of people who believe we're at the end of history.
No.
If you were to die now, technically that would be the end of your history.
Here's what I mean. The bad times are over. There's no more death on a mass scale, at least in the first world. There's no more absurd war between world powers. There's no more horribleness. It's absurd, but there are genuinely people who are so far removed from the average lives of the working class. And let's also make
you can just remove from reality. Period.
Right? Yeah. Because whose lives are so cushy that they don't. And when I say working class, I mean people who are in the working class. There has been a concerted effort by right-wing demagogues and the conservative spin machine for decades to make the words working class in the minds of the American people mean white working class. Think about it. Whenever you hear a conservative politician say the working class.
Yeah, no, I almost 90% of the time assume that they're talking about pretty much everyone.
But do you see where I'm coming from with that?
I know a ton of okay. I think that idea is a little outdated, in my opinion. Now, yes, absolutely.
It is absolutely outdated.
When you've got people like Marco Rubio running around.
Marco Rubio is a shell that has the values of his current corporate donor.
I'm sorry, not Marco fucking Rubio. Who I was thinking?
Ted Cruz?
No, Governor of Florida.
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis. Thank you.
I went down there to visit my girlfriend's grandparents. We stayed. They were like
no COVID regulations whatsoever.
None. And we were in an old folks thing. The old folks people had masks and shit because it was a primarily 60 and up community. But
they're taking their precautions.
But I'll be honest with you. It's me and my girlfriend, we didn't really leave that area at all. We just went to the pool. We hung out at the house. It was chill. We just hung with her grandparents. Her granddad was quiet. He cooked. He was chill. His grandma was kooky. But the thing is, my phone broke, and we went out to the Verizon store to get my new phone. A new phone because I kind of fucking needed one. You guys remember how shit my old one was, anyways.
Yeah.
We walked into that Verizon store. Me and my girlfriend were the only people wearing masks.
Yeah.
No one, not a human being in that store was wearing a mask.
Sounds like Florida.
And it's people are dying. Make no mistake. Yes, there are people on the left who are dying of COVID because they don't fucking believe it.
There are people on both sides who are dying.
Right, but it's let's be real. The overwhelming majority of it are people who are conservative leaning.
What's funny is that you start looking at a lot of these celebrities and stuff. Since the vaccine mandates came up, a lot of NBA players have been coming out against it and revealing that they haven't been vaccinated. A lot of celebrities have been doing that. There's something that I've consistently noticed, and there was a stat that I saw before that you might want to check out.
Black people have a very valid reason to not trust things like vaccines.
Black minorities have very low vaccination rates.
This is historically true for nobody's fault other than the U.S. government.
Yes, absolutely. But here's another thing that's really interesting. Highly educated and high-income people and high-earning income people also have surprisingly lower vaccination rates. Which to me is very odd.
Do you want to know why? It's because they can afford, and they have the type of jobs that allow them to never leave their house, and they can pay for their groceries to come to their front door. They can pay for all their food, everything they would ever need. And if they could even have, if they want a new piece of furniture, they can just pay people to set it up, and they just hide in their room.
And they sit there from their high horse telling me that I have to get fucking jabbed
because they can't leave their house until everybody else is vaccinated but them.
That's stupid. That is entirely stupid.
I will say this: I don't know very many people. Okay, let me be clear.
In general sense, or
I have family. My stepfather was an anomaly among his friends. Mm-hmm. Let's be completely clear. He was someone who valued education and helping a little more. Some of his other friends and family desired profit. So I have at least some kind of lines into that world. Now, I can't speak for people who make millions of dollars a year.
Right, they live entirely different lives.
But the thing is that they're barely people anyways. The fact of the matter is that if you live a type of life, they don't go, they're never around us people.
Well, no, they just move in entirely different circles. They just move differently. They don't take the same trains that they do. They don't
even take a train.
They do they literally don't even walk in the same areas as we do.
So on a related note, I will say this though, I saw a very interesting video on TikTok today, and it was this lady. She was a teacher, and she was kind of breaking down, kind of the principles. That's not principles, but the things that I collectively, defined generations.
Yeah,
baby boomers were selfish.
100%. Well,
Gen Xers were apathetic.
Apathetic, man. Those motherfuckers were cynical.
Millennials had mentally ill in cases of depression and ADHD and neurodivergency
where those came from.
Being undiagnosed until later in life. Gen Z is kind of where we're but here's the thing. In early Gen Z kind of falls into that as well too. Mm-hmm. I'm early Gen Z. I kind of, but here's the thing: among certain parts of early Gen Z, and late Gen Z and Generation Alpha, which is everybody, which is the people everybody I think born in the 2010s.
Generation Alpha.
That's what they're called.
That's what some people are calling them.
I don't know. That sounds too good.
Nah, fuck that, bro. We need to stick to the ones where, like, they split up by like 30 to 40 years. Like that just makes sense.
I don't know. Well, the thing is that technology and culture is moving so fast now.
Yeah, that is true.
Honestly, the next gen will probably be happening now because that would be
Who knows what the fuck those dumbasses.
But here's what they're defined as. They're defined like they're kind of like a lot of like elementary school and middle school teachers. These kids are angry. They're angry.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised.
And here's and their justification for this was like, oh, I know why they're angry. They spent 2 years indoors and they get to socialize, and it's the fault of the socialization. That's partially, I think that's part of it. But reducing it all down to that, I think,
and even
is small-minded and too simplistic. What I think it is that they had access. I think they had access to the internet. Mm-hmm. The same way, they had the same level of access to the internet all of us did, and they're realizing,
and they went through probably one of the most intense political moments in America.
They are angry. They are angry at authority, in the sense of like they really don't like authority figures, and I think the reason for that is because they. Through looking through the infinite windows that the internet provides,
or Mac,
realized,
because you said Windows.
Yeah, no, I know, but like, Mac users.
They realized that the world is an unbelievably unfair and unjust place for entirely fixable reasons that aren't fixed because of the choices, actions, and greed of people much older than them.
Exactly. Yeah.
I saw.
How do you think they would be nowadays? Like,
14? I think
like maybe less than 10, right? Considering if you would define it around 2010s.
Everybody who's 18, who's 19 right now, 19 and older. I would put.
Well, no. My question
I would say 16.
My question is.
Well, no. Bear with me. Not 19 and older. I mean, is like our generation. Like the people I would signify are like 18 and older.
You said okay because I wasn't too sure if you were referring to the new generation or our generation. That's the difference.
I'm talking about
because you're talking about the newer generation. They're too young to be even politically aware.
No. I'm talking about everybody born after 2000.
Okay.
You think that'll be a very angry generation?
I think it is a very. I mean, I'm angry. I mean, we're technically in between Gen Z and millennials.
We're hitting that point where we're just kind of cynical and angry and upset with the world.
But it took us a few years to get here.
Well, yeah.
But honestly, I think
I'm seeing 14, 15, 16-year-olds and younger who are...
And how much of that is actually politically awareness and how much of that is hormones getting them angry about everything?
They'll generally be able to expose themselves.
Generally, I don't generally think the hormone thing... Because here's the thing, I was a horny ass teenager.
Good job.
Okay.
But it's like it didn't.
But every one outlier doesn't equate to the entirety.
Right, but it's like I will say this, like
there are more hormones than just the sexual drive hormones. Like
obviously,
for me, it's I really kind of want to look at things because we as humans we've made there was a long series of decisions that was made before any of us were born about many things about how our society is built and operates currently. Currently, the ideas that we have, in my opinion, our society has not been built from an infrastructure point of view to even support these things. Like, for example, I remember I was watching a YouTube channel that was I think it's called either Not Just Cars or Not Just Bikes or whatever, but he was going over,
is that the infrastructure dude?
I don't know if that's the infrastructure dude. He's just a guy that talks about bikes and lives in fucking Denmark. But yeah, he was talking about how cities aren't loud, cars are loud. And he made a great video explaining how not even really the car's engine is really loud. It's the fact that on roads, cars are really fucking loud. Tires are really loud, dog. Tires are, when you start getting up to around 60 miles an hour, you hear your tires over your engine most of the time. So, think about this, right? Look at how America has been built. Our literal country is built for cars.
Blame the Koch brothers and Koch Industries.
Exactly. That was a long series of decisions that was made before any of us were born.
I am not a person who like I'm not someone who generally celebrates the death of few people. There's been very few people whose death I've celebrated,
except for Hitler.
Oh, that's one of them.
within my lifetime.
Okay. Except for Hitler.
The two I remember, the two people who have died that I actually like was happy had passed was Rush Limbaugh, but that was lesser, just mainly because he was just a dickhead. But he also kind of led to people to where we are in the current, like, conservatives to where it currently is. He was a big contributor to that. But primarily, Robert Koch.
Oh, he passed away recently.
One of the two Koch, he was like one of the two Koch brothers. Charlie, I think, is still alive. I'm just waiting for him to get kicked the bucket too.
Oh.
Why wait? We could do something. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think about the death of Mitch McConnell much more than is healthy. But
French Revolution on their asses.
yeah, but
I'm more of a Pepsi guy, anyways.
Jokes aside,
I do want to bring it back to the original point I was getting onto. So again, things like that, right? So let's go back to the hormones thing really quick.
Yeah.
When it comes to how our food is being made and processed at the moment, it's similar to the same thing with cars. A long series of decisions were made. And if you start doing a deep look into the food industry and how it operates on like a day-to-day level, there's a whole lot of shit that they inject into the animals. And here's my thing, right? When you start injecting certain animals with certain things, you get into this thing of, we have to remember some of the base laws of society. Chemicals are not broken down very easily. And when you inject foreign chemicals into an animal's body that has lasted evolutionary to not be exposed to this,
right?
What does that do in the long term?
You get 13-year-olds who are 6'4",
and this is not to make it down on people, but you've noticed things like alternative genders, alternative sexual identities. These sort of things have come up more and more in terms of prominence.
Well, they've always existed.
They have always existed.
We just have foster, at least part of our society is like welcoming of that to the point where it's like people feel comfortable they can exist that way.
Here's my thing. Like, if you start looking into like long-term studies into trans people, for example, a big issue that they run into is body dysphoria or gender dysphoria, right? Mm-hmm. Even after post-assignment surgery, there is still a high percentage of them taking their own lives. So
do you think it's
a society thing or if it's a mental condition thing? I think it's a little bit of both, really.
I would probably put, like, if we were to factor in cases, I would say probably 80 to 90% of cases are probably because of how people are treated versus of what's in their own mind. As it pertains to the body dysphoria, there are probably other factors in their brain that are driving them to suicide other than just the body dysphoria.
Well,
I've also kind of I've got a question for you too, man, about that. Because you said that obviously that kind of thing is rising up in prominence nowadays, and that, obviously that's very true. But how much of that is because the newer generation is more emotionally available, therefore making it more, to the younger crowd, a lot more, I guess, okay to come out as that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and as well feel more emotionally okay at trying things that they might have otherwise not have been able to.
Yeah, because
which is healthy.
Because realistically, anyone who identified as, and no, I'm not trying to come at anyone or anything like that, just putting that safety net out there. Because realistically, you can say you're one thing when you're a teenager and high school, and then easily when you're in your 20s, you kind of stay into one thing that you want to. Because realistically, that's how it is. Let's be real. A lot of our teenage years is just trying to figure out. Yeah, it's just trying to figure out where we are, and it carries on way into.
Once you figure out what the fuck you are,
you're generally pretty stick with it.
Right. It's like your parents. It's
kind of like a glove, it just fits.
Right. It's like there's things in this world that you like, and there's that you are and you're comfortable with. It's like,
but that's going back to my question of how much do you think of that is based off of what you think is dealt with animals and hormones versus environmental or societal kind of things?
Yeah, you're getting into a very interesting question. I think it's because at that point, I would have to do my own study on the brain chemistry of these people.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I never considered the option that you brought up that foreign chemicals and hormones being injected into animals obviously has a larger effect on us in the long run. I more considered it as people nowadays are more societally aware that, hey, There's this thing called trauma. It's kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. Maybe I could talk to someone about it and therefore become more available.
Czar's calling.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
We're gonna have to get this done at a separate time. Say your goodbyes, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
What the go?